Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It's going to be about Aerodrome finance. Right? So in the last 2 weeks, Aerodrome has moved up about 36%. If you own Aero, you've probably noticed, right? And there's for several reasons why it has. One, we know things go through in narratives. We have certain crypto that get their pumps, certain narratives get their pumps. It's all good. We ride with it when it happens. We should also be noticing by now that there's certain crypto and certain narratives that get the resurgence or come back after dips faster than others. And larger dexes are certainly one of those. And Aerodrome has had this pattern. When everything gets slaughtered, it tends to come up faster than the majority of other crypto pretty readily. Then it just shows that there's a good community and people that are willing to buy it at certain levels and the price comes back up. Awesome to see. What I do want to talk about specifically in this video is some of the things that's been happening that has had Aerodrome raise up as much as it has. They've been doing some cool things on their own, specifically some massive buybacks have been occurring. Coinbase in general has been doing a lot of stuff that's really benefiting Aerodrome. And it only is going to have more utility as time goes on. And those are things I want to hit about in today's video. And if this is not your first time being here, you've been here several times, and or you get something useful from this video, please do press the like and subscribe buttons. It really does help me out. But regardless, let's move forward, talk about Aerodrome finance. So let's start with some numbers. Just what the hell has it been doing? If I'm saying it's outperforming a lot of the market, how? Right? So again, over 50% of Base's total value locked is in Aerodrome as their main liquidity hub. Right? So Base is chosen. Aerodrome's one to hold in the majority of the TVL. Awesome. It just hit an all-time high of $2.6 billion this past month in October. This means Aerodrome isn't just on Base. It's the main liquidity backbone for Base. Good stuff. It's been this way for a while. It's just becoming more and more prominent and obvious. So as Base grows, Aerodrome has been growing right along with it. And there's no reason to think that isn't going to keep happening. Between they have the record surge in daily users in TVL, new Coinbase-backed assets like Coinbase XRP, CBXRP, CBADA, they're going live on chain. Plus, there's a lot of rumors about an upcoming Base token airdrop, possibly something that JP Morgan has something to do with. They're at least analyzing that it could be potentially worth $34 billion. So tokenomics. I've been becoming more and more of a fan of Aerodrome's tokenomics. They are one of the few crypto that comes out and says, yep, we're inflationary. Don't fucking worry about it. Very similar to how Ethereum does it, because a lot of people don't realize that Ethereum is inflationary. Right? You can keep producing Ethereum. Same thing with Aerodrome. I've heard more recently about that being a negative for Aerodrome. So what do they do with it? They do buybacks. Right? Just about a week ago, a little over, I think it was November 5th or 6th, but Aerodrome's Public Goods Fund, they executed a massive buyback of 1.84 million Aero tokens. And it wasn't those Aero tokens just bought. They were max locked. They just bought them, shoved them away in the locker, turned them into VE Aero for governance. So that just took a little less than 2 million Aero tokens, took it off the market. That helps with inflation, helps out with keeping the price going up. And it wasn't just a one-off. Right? Across its various programs, they have something called the PGF. They have something called the Flight School, Relay. But all these are is different things to help lock back Aero, and they've locked over 150 million Aerodrome so far. They have several of these that are doing it, and they've acquired and locked over 150 million Aero so far, and it's going to keep happening. Again, like to see this. Why? It drastically reduces the circulating supply while also rewarding long-term holders through the yield of the governance token, the governance rights. As of the time that I pulled up the stats to be able to give this to you guys, Aerodrome has generated roughly $158 million in fees, and half of that, $179 million, went directly towards buybacks. So right now, 50% of their fees are going back to buy back the tokens. This is phenomenal. Again, I've said this in many videos about several different crypto. I love burn mechanisms and buybacks because it helps liquidity cycle. It helps keep the price up as people sell or they use it. And it also builds a lot of confidence in the company because they're buying their own damn product. Never hurts to see. Had a few people ask, what the heck was this VE arrow? So it stands for the vote is screwed arrow. It's the governance token. When you lock away arrow, you end up getting the governance tokens back for it. Typically, they lock away the arrow, they throw it away in the dungeon, lock it up, and you get the VE arrow instead. This is used for governance and protocol rewards. So the longer you lock away, the more VE arrow you're going to receive. I did that for a little bit. Currently, I've got a nice chunk of my arrow actually dropped into a liquidity pool with USDC. So that's been nice as the price has been going up. I'm going to have to check that later today to see how that's been funneling. But when you have more of the VE arrow, it ends up being a monetization system essentially to give holders a share of trading fees and bribes essentially for the protocol revenue that's coming in. Right? It turns Arrow from a speculative token into a yield-bearing asset by keeping these two slightly separated. So this way, Arrow did not just become a fully governing token. And this stands out from some of the other competition from things like Uniswap, where uni holders don't get a cent of the trading fees unless they stake it or do liquidity pools directly. Arrow's model gives on-chain yield to holders. It's one of the things that really helps entice whales, including Animoca brands, for putting in max locking amounts of Arrow into the system. And the whole point of this is to help circulate the Arrow tokens to get them out of the system to help out with inflation and give the people who want to buy the tokens governing rights and more rewards for it. It's a nice little setup. Now something that's always fun to do, rumors and speculation. Let's talk some potential good stuff here. All right, so by the time this video comes out, this might already be cleared up for us because today's the 11th. 2 days ago, it was on the 9th. Aerodrome's official account on X posted how it all started ... tomorrow. All right, letting us know that, hey, there's going to be an announcement tomorrow. That was yesterday. So we're kind of expecting something soon. And personally, I think this was a large factor of why the price went up, is a buy the rumor event. It was a great job of getting a little bit of hype, getting a little curiosity. Now, is it a sell the news event also? We will find out soon whenever we find out what this actual rumor was. And we're expecting a couple different things. There's a couple theories I want to hit down in the next couple of seconds. So some of the theories, what this announcement that was supposed to happen yesterday or today was going to be, and it might be out by the time that you actually watch this, is one, a new partnership is always feasible. And a partnership could be a bunch of things. It could be banks, it could be another crypto, it could be bridging to another ecosystem. Who knows? Several things. Be interesting to find out. What likely is, in my opinion, is a little bit more of a deeper integration with Coinbase. Maybe something to do with the upcoming launch of the Base token. Because if Base already has some hype, Aerodrome already has a lot of hype, if they could tie them in together either utility-wise or just fundamentals, that would be very big. We also have, since Coinbase officially has launched their new token launchpad just yesterday, there's strong rumors that Aerodrome is going to be playing a big role in the liquidity for this. Like the timing is just too damn close to ignore. So when you have something like a launch pad where it's bringing out new crypto, new to Base, and they really want to push it, yeah, there's got to be some liquidity involved into it because they're buying and selling it. If Aerodrome is used for that or even impartial for that, that is going to add another large use case because people love shiny new objects and Aerodrome's going to get liquidity for it. That would also be pretty cool and decent chance of that happening. So before I get into just some quick chart action, a few things that's going on with Coinbase. Right? They've been busy. They usually are. Right? They just rolled out the new early access platform for token sales. They kicked it off with one called Mon for Monad. And they've confirmed plans for about one new sale every month for now. At the same time, they're reportedly late-stage talks to acquire BVNK, which is infrastructure for stablecoin company, and it's already valued at $2 billion. That would be a massive signal. Coinbase is clearly building like an entire DeFi ecosystem around Base, which they should. DeFi, so not only is it a large narrative for the cycle, it's where money comes into decentralized finance. And Base, with the infrastructure, liquidity, token sales, all potentially connected, who do you think is sitting right in the middle of that entire network? Yeah, it should be pretty effing obvious right now. It's Aerodrome, at least in my opinion. Every time Coinbase pushes base adoption a little bit further forward, whether it's new token sales, on-chain assets, or stablecoin integrations like JP Morgan, Aerodrome benefits as one of the primary beneficiaries. It's one of the reasons, again, I really like Aerodrome. And though I don't plan on keeping it as a long-term crypto, I think it could be a good one for it. I'm just not doing it. Aerodrome's one that when, assuming there's a bear market and everything plummets down into the fires of hell, I'm going to be scooping this one up and probably be pretty heavy in the base in general. We'll hit that another day. But I got a lot of conviction in what Aerodrome is doing, both short-term, moderate, and long-term. So for a few moments, let's pull up a chart, see what's going on, see if I have any thoughts about it. So here we are looking at a 3-month chart, and there's a couple things that jump out to me other than, yeah, this nasty little 10-10 liquidity crash. We're going to notice that one for a little while. But one, we're in an area of major support over the last 3 months, right around this 109 marker. Yes, we're above right now. It looks like we came up and did a retrace, but we got to stay above this 109 to keep it at a good, happy spot. This is our support zone. It's where we were before the crash. We got up, we touched it again. We went down, we came up, we touched it down, and then we surpassed it. So now we're looking to see, can we stay there? Big deal. It's also the first time, really the last week, is the first time we went ahead and we're now above the EMAs. That's important. Nothing good happens underneath the EMAs. We had a nice sharp incline, and we're kind of ahead of everything. It looks like we did just drop off the 20-day. Let's zoom in a little bit. So as we come in here now in the last week-ish, it's looking pretty damn bullish. Now, this is a good chart coming in for a week. Yes, it's only a week. And we had a large increase right here when we announced about a bunch of news was coming. What do you know? Awesome. And we've mostly maintained. Again, we got to stay at this line. I'm not going to play too much on the TNA here. There's good stuff happening, but it's really how long does this God candle really hold up and everything. Let's zoom out a little bit. So right here at $1.09.5. If we push this out, let's see how this fits in with everything else. So last time we really held this was back in January, other than, and obviously over here in August, September, we held it pretty well. But otherwise, this was the beginning of the end of the large pump that we had from Trump coming in, essentially. So now if we go in the reverse option, that'd be great. We can go up and see back in the 240s or so. But angles we're looking at, big numbers. We got to stay above the $1.10 roughly. And then the next big line we're looking for to hold is about 135. And the next big one's going to be 150. Right? 135, because it shows it's an area of stability. It's an area of resistance and support. The 150 range, also an area of when we lasted there. We had a couple of, looks like, good 5 or 6 points of support or resistance. But also that number 150. 5 zeros, 10s. It's a mental block for people. A lot of people start selling around that 150 no matter what price they got into because it's $1.50. We think it means something. It'll happen at $2 as well. So when we go past that, we're probably going to blast past it. But just like 135, we're probably going to touch the resistance zone a couple of times unless it was some major news that catalyzed it. So there we have it, guys. A little bit more talk about Aerodrome, a little bit about what I think is going to be happening. Price is looking good. I'm pretty damn bullish about it. And what are your guys' thoughts? Are you fully into base? Are you just into Aerodrome? What questions do you guys have? Also, just give me your opinions down below. Share it with each other. Have a conversation. I'll jump into it eventually. I'm sure of it. Hope all's going well. I'll talk to all you guys again soon. Peace.